Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like to see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Career Mode, episode number 27. We open this episode up with the Oberösterreich Rundfahrt, so the Austrian Tour. 4 stages. It's not one of my objectives, so I'm not sending a major team. I'm sending 5 riders to it, and somehow I've got the 4 favorites. Really? Wow. I did send my stronger time trial guys, knowing that there was a 17.7k time trial to open this one, plus hills, and those guys are decent, at least some of them, decent on hills. So that's the small team that I sent to this one, and apparently we've got a good chance of scoring some big points here. Being that it is only a regular race, not an objective, and we're trying to make our way more quickly through the season, we will go for highlights of this race only. There's going to be some other races coming up at the same time, as if that wasn't always the case for us the last month and a half, 2 months of the schedule. So we head into this one as favorites. Let's see if we can live up to the bill. We ride with Ermino, the chief time trialist in the group. He might be weak in other areas, but time trialing is his specialty. McNulty already completing the course, second place, but he's over a minute down from Thiago Machado and did run out of energy before the end. So I had him riding at a 76 until the last 2 kilometers or so, where I realized he was definitely not going to make it. You can see Urbano is at a deficit right now, but most of the first half is all uphill, flattens out, then you recover a lot on this descent, but then there's another hill. Plus, the finish is actually on a little bit of a climb here as Ermino goes through 5th place at a minute 15 down. But we'll see. I think one of the big things about the ending is if you still have some energy left. So, yes, you need a good first sector, but you also need to be capable of getting to the end. We're going to speed things up as it's a long, slow ride with one rider. And you can see he's just about recovered. But then there's that uphill again. So I'm not sure. 75 still might be a little too much. Back off to a 74, 73 actually. Okay, so Miguel Bryan now getting started. He is a weak time trialist. We're going to go all the way to 73 from the get-go. See how that goes. Ermino. See, very little energy left, but nice little descent here. Helps him cruise through. But then he's got 1.6k to go after that. 2k to go, actually. By the time he hit the bottom, and he is going to fade quick. This could end up being a very bad time. There you go. He's out of energy. Once you see that heart rate drop down, you know they're done. 500 meters. By the way, Ermino not good on hills, so actually this really isn't necessarily going to be a great time. 9th place, 2:41, so McNulty doing a lot better. The hills combined with the time trialing ability / prologue ability, as this is your only full time trial over 30k. This is 17, and so actually this is just about dead even mix between time trial and prologue. So Bryan a 60 average, and his mountain is a 56 average, meaning Miguel Bryan's going to be awfully slow here. 251 down in 60th place. Goes over the top. We'll see how his recovery is, because his 73 seems to be a little bit closer to where we need to be on this. Barta getting ready to start. Let's go ahead and set him up. I think a 73 is the way to go. He's a 71 time trialist. Decent with those mountains, so Barta could be a little better off. We'll see if a 73 saves that energy. Bryan hitting that slope again. The last big one. Over 10%. Over the top. He'll recover. He's doing a little bit better on the fatigue than McNulty and Ermino were doing at this point. So can he get to the end? He's not quite level here. But he's into the final K and not toast. So that's big. But he is going to be toast there. Runs out of energy with 250 meters to go. And that little climb, so that still hurts his time. 4.5 minutes down overall, but the 73 was definitely much closer to actually covering the distance necessary. Barta, a better time trialist, with a 73, hopefully will be able to balance this out and get there. Third place, 33 seconds down. That's much better. And he's got the energy, so hopefully we can combine that down. And this could maybe go better than McNulty. But will it be better than Machado? Yeah, he's got energy to burn now. This is good. This is good. You can attack this harder. I don't know why this is lagging. I usually can tell if I'm going to have a stage that will lag. There was no apparent reason for this one to be lagging. Didn't take that long to load. Barta, still a little bit of energy to burn. This is good. We'll push 35. Oh, Evenepoel already started. I think he could maybe push a 74. Barta accelerating. Yeah, 73 was a little soft, so I think 74 is the way to go for these stronger riders. 99, 91. Lap Fernandez. Yes. Nice. I'll take it. Second place still, though. 39 seconds. So, Machado, the time to beat still. If anybody can beat it, it's Evenepoel. But if you haven't noticed, the whole team is on negative race day conditions. So, not sure what that's about. We've got a 9K wind, 10K, 11K wind. All of a sudden, the wind's really picking up at the moment. Hopefully, it's not blowing in Evenepoel's face. Goes over the top, third place, but 15 seconds. So he's about 18 seconds closer than Barta was at this point. But the energy, not a lot to spare here. Not a lot to spare. But it's some. It is some to spare. So no reason to despair. As he goes up and over, and yeah, he's about level here. He'll recover a little bit. 2K. Started the acceleration. Okay, 99. Attack all the way to the end. Second still, 17 seconds. Barta drops to 5th now. McNulty is down to 8th. So we will not win this stage. Machado puts in a fantastic time early on. The wind really picked up there. So Machado, into the race lead. He's going to be tough to overcome as he is a good climber. Pretty punchy. So he'll be difficult to beat for the overall. But we're in good shape with 3 guys in the top 10. But with a minute spread by 8th place, that's not an easy gap. Not an easy gap to overcome. Also, 5 riders is all I brought to this race. So we are definitely a couple riders short compared to everyone else. As we head into stage number 2, it's a hilly stage. Just inside 30K to go. Hitting the penultimate climb. It's the one categorized, and it's very steep. I've got to get my team ready to go for this. I was thinking sprint train, but no, this is not sprint train territory yet. So Peloton actually already shrinking a little bit. We're down to 98 riders before we ever hit the climb of the day. There's 3 riders left off the front. The gap is very small. They're attacking each other right now. We're just 22 seconds away, but let's stick with the team here as we go. You can see 80, not quite enough. Let's step it up a little bit. Ermino's going to fade. Brian's going to fade. I doubt they're going to make it to the top here, but the other 3 should make it comfortably. And then once we get over the top, we'll form a train with whatever riders remain here with the team. Brian, Ermino still here for now. We've still got plenty of yellow bar that they don't have red bar. And the steepest section we're about to go over the top of. Good sign for us. Peloton starting to shrink, 93, 92. Getting a little higher up, starting to get steeper again, 90 riders. Ermino, Brian slowly fading, but they're hanging in there. 51 riders now, big split. Yo-yos. Back to 72 as we go over the top. Did we pick up any points? Just 2. That wasn't my concern. 46. Alright, well, as we go over the top, this is now the time to form the train. Now, Brian, he is done, so I'm going to set him to auto. But Ventoux is the favorite. I'm going to keep him there. McNulty. Actually, you know what? Barta is the favorite for the stage with the hill rating. So I'm going to have you follow Ventoux, who's the favorite kind of overall. But McNulty, there you go, and Ermino. And we don't need to attack yet. 19K, still descending. Ooh, Brian's recovering slightly. Why don't we go ahead and get him into the mix? We'll start with Brian. I'm going to have him come forward a little bit, though, because that's going to draw the team back a little too much. There's the bottom. Brian's got to fight his way through the crowd. There's a lot more space to the right. Let's take it out over here. Come on, Brian.
Kilometers to the finish line.
There we go. Brian's done. He never really got us to the front. That's okay. More or less brought us up there. Okay, Ermino's not going to last long, so let's get McNulty ready. And there's a quick move to the front. Is Barta there? Barta is not there. Is Barta? Okay, Ermino. Wow, he was already done. But let's keep him going until they really start to get up here. Brian is apparently faster. Yes, he is definitely faster, actually. So why don't we follow Brian instead? Ermino, you're done. And Brian, you just have a better rating. So we're going to switch to following him for the moment. McNulty's going to go at the base here. 11K. 11K. It's a pretty long ways to go, and that's one of the reasons why we're not going early here. 10K. I think we're about to hit. And McNulty, this is your time to shine. Bring it on, dude. Use your mountain rating, though. $8K. Let's... This is going to do a lot of damage behind us. I'm going to slow him down just a little bit, which will actually almost speed him up in a way, because he's got that solid mountain rating. 7! We just split the field down to 7. 3 of them are mine. Only 4 riders keeping in touch. And Fernandez, Schelling, Livramento, and Machado. That's 3 for Tavira, including 2... The 3 favorites are here. Livramento is the only one who is not a favorite. I would expect him to fade pretty soon. There you go. He does fade. Oh, the field regains contact. Skirping coming back at us. Rabic coming back at us. But you can see those gaps reopening again as these guys really fight to stay on the wheel. And meanwhile, McNulty is just getting it done. Use these gels. Alright, time to accelerate. 4K to go. Down to 25. I know it was down to a lot less than that just a little bit ago, but okay. I'm not worried about McNulty for the overall. Let's focus on these other guys. He's still got a little energy left. Just a little bit. There you go. Now, 2.3K. Venipol. It's down to 18. These guys shelling. Rabich. Machado trying to attack. 1.3. Sprint. Sprint. Yeah. Oh, for a 1-2. Barta for the win. Venipol for second. Nicely done. And that was all Brandon McNulty. That was really Brandon McNulty just giving free toe to those guys. Everybody else was fighting to stay with us. So when they attacked at the end, they didn't have much left. But in tow, Venipol, Barta were fairly fresh. Fairly fresh, I say. Not totally, but fairly. Definitely a lot fresher than the others. And so they were able to easily attack those last couple of kilometers. Oh, Brian. Poor Brian. I never set him to auto. It's all good, though. That's stage 2 in the books. I'll stick around long enough here just to see where we're at standing-wise. Nice little 1-2. We'll get time bonuses. I don't know if we'll get time gaps. Much of any. Gaps were relatively small, so we'll see what, if anything's given. It is not a sprint stage. It is a hill stage, so there very well could be gaps. No gaps in the top 5. 6th back through 13th are grouped and in small groups. So Machado gets same time, so we cut the gap down a little bit. Venipol now 15 seconds down to Machado. Schelling is 23. Barta is 33 up to 4th. Rabich down a little bit. Figueiredo is there. McNulty still up there in 7th. 65k to go. Technically, we are in a hill stage, but looking at the profile, it is far closer to being a mountain stage than a hill stage today. We have 3 climbs. We're on the first one right now. Let's go ahead and bring it on down, at least for the next little bit, as we go through the climb. So Brian already struggling. Ermino already struggling. I'm going at ×2 speed, by the way. You had not noticed, as we're on this category 2. We're down to 79 riders in the peloton already. 5 riders off the front, down to a minute. This is stage number 4. It's the final stage of this race. I glossed over stage 3, skipped it, because of a couple reasons. One, it was just a sprint stage. It wasn't going to affect the overall standings. Trying to minimize the time just so we can get to other things. But also, it ended up being a comfortable win for a small breakaway group of 4 riders who were given huge leeway because they were all well down the standings overall at the time. So they ended up winning. We pulled back a bit of time, but they ended up winning by 3 minutes in the end. And now let's see who should. We'll wait. Barta. Venipol, there you go. That's the main man. As he's 2nd overall. Barta is 4th overall. 2nd in the points, but I don't think Barta is going to get through these 2 climbs. McNulty and Venipol probably will. But you can see Ermino, Brian well off the back now. We're down to a peloton of 32 riders after just the first climb. Now 13 of those might come back. 3 of those might come back. So we might get back up to close to 50 riders by the time we hit the next climb, especially as long as it is. 60k to go. Barta, go ahead and get some awata. 21 at the moment. Okay, there you go. It's back together. 47. There we go. And that should be water for the final time. 47k to go. 47 in the group. Sprint point coming up. 4 riders still off the front. They've still got nearly 2 minutes, but with 2 steep, hefty climbs, not worried about them. Points classification, very tight contest. Barta and Venipol just 1 point behind Machado. That is definitely not my focus, though. I wouldn't mind getting it, but we'll focus on the finish. I'm definitely not worried about the KOM. Breakaway caught just like that, just at the base of the climb, and it is groups dropping really fast, actually. down to 39 riders. I am blinking red, but you can see I'm not actually going backwards. So there you go. Those who were pulling have broken off. Ooh, we're seeing a lot of yo-yoing at the moment and just holding a steady pace. I mean, nobody's really attacking here. Here comes the first attempt at an attack, and I'm glad for it because the group is thinning out further and further. We're down to 20 riders with one climb to go. 19 officially over the top. Not much time to recover here before we hit the last climb of the day. And you can see the finish is not flat either, but it's not classified as anything. It's uphill, but only slightly.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Now I'm tempted 4K to sacrifice Barta, but he's in 4th overall, so I actually don't mind just holding steady. We have a number of riders on the back that are starting to slip off, and that is fine by me. 15 now. Still at ×2 speed, by the way. Nobody's attacking, so I'm not worried about doing anything here with this. I'm happy with the disintegration of the group, slowly but surely, and consolidating the position of my 3 riders. And if Barta is dropped, then Barta is dropped. But it looks like he's about to go over the top, actually, in the first wheel. Good points for him. He moves up to 2nd behind Novak, but will not win that KOM competition. Novak is going to have that jersey at the end of the day.
We've got 15 kilometers to the finish line.
Here's what we're going to do. I would like Barta to still be around later if I can, because 3 is better than 2. So Barta, ride alone, and here's why. There's a breakaway. 4 riders going off the front, shelling Machado and Rabbich. Okay, I guess we're going to have to sprint train this puppy. Ventoux is the one we ride for, but he is not a sprinter. Well, none of them are, so we ride for Ventoux because he's in the best position overall. And Barta, I'm so sorry, even though you're in 4th. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Hold on. McNulty's the one who's in 7th, and the climbing is done. So Barta could still make it. Let's swap these 2 out. McNulty's got a lot of energy. Chase these guys down. Come out of the tunnel. We're still on the descent, and actually, McNulty's pretty good on a downhill, so I should be able to pull these guys back. They've got 29 seconds, just like that, but they're going to be using a lot of energy. So McNulty, let's go. Accelerate. I mean, look at this. Here's Paulinho trying to go. They're trying to go off the front. These guys are all trying to... Figueiredo trying to attack. Silva is trying to attack. McNulty, it's down to 6K. Okay, I don't want you gone. So let's go ahead and swap you and Barta now. We're going to save Evenepoel. Try to trade off with McNulty and Barta. McNulty is fading a little bit, but he's not done. And we just about got these guys reeled in. There you go. Okay, and McNulty is now fading. Barta can sit up, though. Barta can sit up. $3.3K. Gel's starting to kick in. And here come the next acceleration. So Barta, use what you've got left. Rabbich, 1.8K. McNulty, 99. And sprint. There you go. And Evenepoel. It's 1K, dude. 1K, what can you do with it? Here comes the actual capable guys, but we are not getting beaten. We're not getting beaten, and there's no line, but we're gonna win! That's right! Remco Evenepoel for the victory. Thiago Machado is second. Eisenhart, Rabic, Figueiredo, Schelling, Foss, McNulty, Oswald, Silva, Casemiro. Barta takes 13th. There you go. So Barta, I think he's going to lose a little time. So he's probably going to drop from his 4th place. Evenepoel, 2nd overall, 15 seconds down. He's only going to pull back 4 seconds on Machado. So Machado keeps the overall race win. Evenepoel is going to take 2nd. McNulty should still be solidly in 7th at the worst. But Barta could drop down the order a little bit, and certainly others could drop as well. I think Barta should still safely be inside the top 10. Brian comes across 52nd, Ermino 74th, and you can see just how scattered this field is. It was far more like a soft mountain stage than a hill stage. 3 Cat 2 climbs all in the last 70K. And they're all Cat 2s that were almost Cat 1s. Another stage win. Happy with that, even though we don't get the overall. Come up short by 11 seconds. Machado put in just a fabulous time trial in stage 1. I mean, we put up good results and couldn't touch him. The average between the two was a 71. He's 33. I mean, Thiago Machado's been around a long time, and he absolutely is legit at this level. World Tour level, yeah, not so much. But he is absolutely a threat at the Continental Pro level. So, no shade coming in 2nd in the overall. But there you go. Barta actually keeps 4th. How did he manage to do that? They gave him same time. That's how he managed to do that. All 13 riders come in with same time. So Barta keeps 4th. McNulty keeps 7th. No change in the top of the standings as all 12, 13. It's the same 13. So the same 13 here were the top 13 on the stage. So no time changes. There might have been some changes lower down, but at least the same 7, 8, 9 riders or so were all the same that were in that group of 13. Evenepoel steals the points jersey from Machado with that stage victory. Good job there. We come up just short on the KOM. Of course, I was not actually competing for either of those things. I do like this part, however. We sweep the podium in the under 25s category with Evenepoel, Barta, and McNulty going 1, 2, 3, 2.5 minutes clear of Asfold. And we shatter the team competition with a 6.5 minute victory. This could give us a little boost. We are so close to ticking over. We did have another race going on. We've got 6 days now to Mont Ventoux. And that one, even though I believe it's a youth race, it's a youth version of the Mont Ventoux challenge. This one, however, is that youth version of it. So, big time race going up Mont Ventoux, but youth version. But it's also an objective, so we show it anyway. And no change to the sponsor confidence, but dang it, we are right on the edge of bumping ourselves up to a bigger payday. No invitation. Oh, hello. Yeah, we're still Continental. Of course, we're not going to get any invitations. But let's go ahead and move forward, and we're going to go straight to that climb on Mont Ventoux. All right, so I almost forgot that we're coming up on our dossier time for the middle of the month, so we do that before we head to Mont Ventoux. I'm going to open up a dossier for Erminot. That's 3 points. Need to make sure we retain his services, even though he's only 70 right now. And of course, time trialing is his strong suit and not necessarily other things. He has high development possibilities. Now, these are the main guys that I want to recover. McNulty is already signed up. Narvaez, Ooms, Cassart all signed up for next season. This group, these 5, are the for sures that I want to bring back. So that's why I'm going in early on them. I still have, let's see, beginning of July, middle of July, and then I guess beginning of August just to get after others. But there are 4 more that I'm iffy on: Banijek, Barta, Brian, Eiking. And for those guys, it's all about how much they're asking, whether they're asking for more money or not. So at this point, I'm tempted to go after those. I only have 3 points right now anyway. So I may go after them because I know what I'm getting with those guys. But otherwise, I'm still tempted to go looking elsewhere. I mean, like this guy, I don't know him. It could be some type of regen anyway, but 70, decent time trial. I mean, that's an okay rider right there. The Baradur rating means nothing for my team, but he's got okay resistance at a 68, and he's only 20 years old, and would only cost me 2 points. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll spend 1 point elsewhere. That's a decent rider to get my hands on, but that's going to make it also difficult now to pick up somebody worth 1 point. I don't think any of my team is available at 1 point, so we might again be looking at kind of the best option out there in terms of 1-pointers. Maybe trying to grab somebody young and talented in the 1 point category. There we go. So we have these 3 guys that are 71s. Pitcock's only 19. His acceleration, his sprint is not good. I have no idea what... Did I did get a scout report for you. Haha. And no, you do not have potential, so... Have I gotten a scout report on any of these guys? No. No. Okay, let's assign a scout here. Yeah, so you don't even have any reports in progress. There you go. That's all the 70s. We're already dropping down the order a bit. And it's all sprinters and Baradurs here. Get into some punchers. Okay, we've got some young punchers. Let's go ahead and take a look. There's a 3 to 6 isn't bad. 71 on the hills already. 70 acceleration. I think we can maybe add him in. Let's do it. There you go. Open a dossier there. And let's continue to look at some of these other young ones and get some scouting reports on them. So we'll get both of these guys up to 2. So I'll look for 1 more. Fellner's Baradur. You're way too old. Good for a young one. Puncher, 24 years of age. That's a little bit old. We'll see. What does he look like? Oh, ouch. That resistance is terrible. No, thank you. Time trialist. Vertgen. He's not that good. District level. He can kind of sprint, so he could at least be a lead-out guy. He's got good resistance. Let's go ahead and assign a scout here. And we'll see in a couple weeks how we're looking. Continued development. Trentin, 30% is still not good, but it's coming along. Mataway, only 20%. I don't think that developed at all this time, did it? Phillipson's going up 30%. Venipol from nothing to 22% is decent. Cantor, only 7%. That kind of sucks. Logan Owen, though, he's ready to sign on board, so we're ready there. I'm afraid if I close it, I won't be able to go after him, and it's going to drop, so I think I have to leave that open. Mater, 30%. He added 15 this week. This guy's coming along. He'll hit 100%. Have we scouted him yet? No. Oh, hello. Let's assign scouts to the ones we have dossiers on. Trentin, I don't need a scout necessarily, but apparently we've already got something there. Mataway, 4 to 7. That's good. Phillipson, 5 to 8. Yes, those are the future for sure. Okay, Godry, 4 to 6. Okay, all right. Well, that's confirmed, and we're getting a little bit closer. Mid-June now. Here we are at one of the hardest climbs in cycling, if not the hardest. Mont Ventoux. Now, it's not the Tour de France. And I actually misspoke earlier. It's not a youth race. It's just a 1.1 category. But because it's Mont Ventoux, 10 World Tour teams have shown up with some of their better climbers, as Erminot is the first to get dropped just over an intermediate climb. So we're down to 6 riders now, and Erminot was protecting Sepkus. So Mater is going to step in now and take over those duties. Iking's not going to last a whole lot longer, but I did bring my best climbing team outside of Erminot to this race. The expectation, top 10, so not a big expectation, but with all of these World Tour teams, 10 of them, again, that's going to be a real challenge. I do not have anyone in the top 10 favorites, but I do have decent climbers. We've got 40k to go. Mater, go get some water. We need that one last time. 6 riders left in the break. Their lead has shrunk to under 2 minutes and is shrinking quickly. We have 82 riders left in the peloton, and Iking is not going to last much longer. He's about to get dropped.
The group is slowly thinning out due to such a frantic pace.
Set him to auto, and Venipol is who he was protecting, so we need to switch that up.
They're moving along.
So we'll leave.
You've just got to hang on.
Let's see, McNulty or Koos. We'll leave McNulty alone. So Barta, you're gonna switch to Venipol. And we'll let McNulty ride alone. How's that water coming, Mater? Let's bring it back on down so we know what's going on. Here's Mater with the water. Iking still hasn't been dropped as things leveled off for a bit, but the 93 riders, the minute and a half lead, we're going to see both of those go away real quick once we start the climb. In fact, the numbers are already shrinking.
There's a breakaway in the leading group.
Dom Scanda, of course, in the break. Somebody we regularly see there. Here's the last climb before the climb, and we go over the top of that. We're going to have one last little descent here, and then we're going to be heading up to the top of Mont Ventoux. Holy cow.
The pack is putting the squeeze on the breakaway. Some team managers mustn't appreciate the
Viking did finally get dropped. Leads under a minute. Peloton's down to 80 riders. And here we go. Mater's not going to last. So Mater, you are protecting Sepp Kuss. And then McNulty will take over that duty right away. You can see at an 87, we're already struggling to keep pace. But we're not dropping, so, well, Mater is, and quick. So, again, that was going to be McNulty taking over Sepp Kuss duties. Thank you. Barta's not going to last too long either, but we'll give Mater a shot here to make it to the top on his own. 70 riders and counting, 66 and counting, and we're just barely at the base.
Only a few riders are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
And here comes the real climbing. Okay, Barta is done. Barta is done. So Evenepoel is the real hope, so we need to switch McNulty to Evenepoel. Barta. Go to auto. 58 riders and counting. 2 riders left off the front. We'll ride with Barta here for a little bit. He's a good hills guy, but he is not that good on the mountains. 29 riders just got dropped. We're down to 30 on the front. Just 1 rider left. Hardy for Arkea Samsic. McNulty's not going to hang on too long here, and then it'll be Kuss protecting Evenepoel, and then that's that. And we'll get dropped. I am not interested in anyone's attacks whatsoever as David De La Cruz goes off the front for Team Ineos. Mataway, my target for next season, tries to attack, but he pulls back in. Jack Haig, one of the favorites there. Hamilton for Sunweb. Here comes Bahrain attacking. I want to say Eritrean, yeah. De La Cruz going with him. Uman, Mataway, Haig can't quite pull him back, so Hamilton's going to try. McNulty already got dropped. Holy cow. Didn't even see that. Set you to auto. We're down to 12 riders. Hello. 2 off the front, 12 riders in the pack. That's top 14 territory right now. And Kuss is actually doing a little bit better. Is this a resistance thing? Race day condition thing? It is. Kuss, you're the man now. Evenepoel, protect him for that last little bit. Oh, use your gel. 11.5K to go. I should probably let these guys go and just go my pace. But it is what it is. Kuss, use your gel. Try to hang in there for a while. We're looking at top 13 now. Technically top 12 because I've got 2 riders here. Evenepoel is kind of still helping him out, even though he's behind him, but the way the mechanics work, he's still technically protecting Kuss for now. He's got enough quality as a climber, 74, that he's not actually getting dropped by the group at the moment. It's a minute 24 to De La Cruz. Sam Uman goes. Ivan Sosa tried to go. Doesn't get off the front though. Uman does. 8K to go. Those two come together at the front, so Uman's got De La Cruz. Evenepoel's still here, and Kuss is hanging on. A lot longer than I expected. really both of them hanging on. Here's another riding off the front, Jack Haig, going for 3rd place now. My target's top 10, so I am not interested in any attacks, but I am interested in not getting dropped from this group. So Ivan Sosa here, Padoon, Barguil, Hurt, Ben O'Connor, Madaway fading, Hamilton, Burhan. Those guys are doing okay, but Madaway and Evenepoel are definitely fading. It's that future target. He's a 75, Mountain 77. And there they go, off the back. Off the back. So Evenepoel, set to auto. Ride with Madaway. Hopefully your future teammate. Koos hanging on. There's three riders off front. Uman off the front now. So Uman in the race lead with 4K to go. And we're looking at 3 guys there. 4 here left in this group. Koos, fade a little bit, please. Thank you. Ride your pace. Ride your pace. Group of 2. We're in the top 5 at the moment. It's okay if Sosa rides away from us. Wow, we've almost caught up to those guys. Koos having a fantastic day here. He is alone right now, but I do not want to ride too hard. I want to save some energy. So ride your pace. Ride your pace. Gap opening behind to a minute. Koos is so close to those guys, but now he's going to struggle. Now it's just ride your pace, which today is a 77. He's almost caught De La Cruz. De La Cruz went way too early. 4 guys ahead of me, and they're all right there. I'm in 5th place. 1.5 clear. Looks like Koos is going to hang on for a top 5, potentially. Still 500 meters to go at total exhaustion. Jack Haig takes the win over Sam Uman and Ivan Sosa. De La Cruz will claim 4th, and Sepp Koos gets to the top of Mont Ventoux in 5th place. Go to the aerial shot as Evenepoel fights to get a top 20, top 15 for him. 13th, just 12th. He got over the top of Madaway there at the end. Nice real addition there for Mont Ventoux. McNulty takes 17th, a solid finish for him as well. Barta further down the mountainside. Mater is there as well. And we're not fighting for a top 20 anymore. But why don't you guys start an acceleration of some kind here with what you have left. Try to get a better position. .400 meters. Sprint it out. Sprint it out. 50th and 51st. Not worried about Iking or Ermino. Let's go back to the normal view here. Iking took 88th. Ermino still coming home. There he is. 131st. But hell yeah. 5th place. It's only a half-star objective. Hey, there you go. We got an achievement out of that. 10 objectives. It's only a half-star. So it wasn't a big deal if we weren't going to make it. But dang it, when we're 1% away from hitting 13,000 more for next season to go from where we're at now, 100,000 per month, to 112 to 125. I mean, it's a hefty margin. And in terms of those objectives, and at the moment we're over it. Let's see if we are still over it when we get to tomorrow. I am out of time. We're going to wrap this episode up, but is it still there on the countback? Oh, It is now by the thinnest margin. So maybe I was 2% off, and now I'm 1% because it did move from where it was. Wow, that is not much prize money for finishing in 5th. Only 2 objectives left on the year, and they are both after August 1st. And if this still works like previous years, those are not going to have an impact. Therefore, we are done with objectives, realistically, for the year. Registered riders can't even do anything about that one at this point. All we can do is build the profile between now and then to get something that way, or to continue to get the random noteworthy results that will boost us further yet. I don't know how we're going to get anything out of that, as we have so many already and the results category is maxed out. I think ultimately it's got to come from squad evaluation, and that's by getting the most popular rider we can manage. Logan Owen's doing okay, and he would be the best one to boost. So maybe we'll try to get some results ride for Logan Owen intentionally over the next handful of races to see if we can boost his profile a little bit more. But as a team, we're crushing Continental. And we continue to do well in this department. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record 53 victories. Bye for now.